The reason for this video, and it's going to be short tonight, is I wanted to put up here, I'm Margaret Ann Windsor, and I'm not going to put up all the information and go over that again about my kidnapping and takedown of my father, Edward VIII. I will say that. He was taken down, illegally taken down by character assassination. He was actually married to my mom, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe Windsor, 1936, and they remained married. My mom was actually the Queen of England. And it was reported by the press, and it still is today, that he abdicated to marry Wallis Simpson. A total lie. Wallis in 1937 married an impostor, a double. And the double, or the impostor, they became the illegal Duke and Duchess of Windsor. Illegal title, but they got away with it. As it stands today, they've gotten away with it. The double did all kinds of silly, crazy antics, and they were attributed to my father. The bad behavior was, my father didn't do that. He did not have anything to do with Wallis Simpson. He defied the Illuminati. He would not follow their orders, and they took him out, quite frankly. And, Uncle George, my father's brother, who's Elizabeth's father, who became the illegal monarch also in 1937, followed their orders. So they put him in. They enthroned him, if that's a bad or good word. Cain and Abel, I guess is best you describe it. One's the good man who was slandered, all a lie, and you got the sorry side up there is George, and then the movie, The King's Speech, and then the Queen with Elizabeth, who's illegal, his daughter. And that whole lineage is illegal, and yes, they all know the truth. I was kidnapped, born in 39 and kidnapped in 41. And there was an addendum, a legal attachment. My father always meant to come back. My father had integrity, a beautiful man, and all of them know it. I was brought to Moulton, Alabama, given the name of Peggy Ann Dempsey. I married Childers. They gave me the name of a twin when in fact both were dead. They were killed by their mother, and the Dempseys covered it up because she would face the death gas chamber in Alabama. The abuse that went on all my life, and I didn't know my real name till 1983 when I was a candidate to replace Congressman Dr. Larry McDonald from Atlanta. He went down in the ocean when the KAL was shot down by the Russian jet because it veered into the airspace. It was en route from Juneau, Alaska to Seoul, South Korea. And let me say this, Nixon, former, what a joke, President Nixon was aboard, but he got off in Juneau. So that somebody knew it was going down. The plane was going down. Now, whether, I've always wondered about this. I wonder if Larry McDonald was still on the plane or if he was taken off and they took the whole plane down just to, because a lot was going on with him. I had written a book and it included him, and I almost got killed April Fool Day of 80, and the book was never published because they almost killed me, really. But one of the characters, if you want to say that, one of the doctors in the book, MD Elias to Kill, was Dr. Larry McDonald, Piedmont Hospital, and he was U.S. Congressman. So the plane went down, and it's reported he was on it. Whether he was, I don't know. My father was still alive, and my mother was still alive. Still, they remained married. October, I know that for sure, the 20th of 86. And I think what is so preposterous is Elizabeth has always known. She's always known about me. Some of the family in the past have tried to help. I think there may have been a couple within the Windsors. Most of them were of German ancestry. And I believe the Romanovs may have tried to help. I really think they have tried to help. Of course, that was, I live in Roanoke. I never thought I'd be here, but I came here in '86. And Anastasia lived in Charlottesville, about 60 miles from here. There's a story about, she was a little Anastasia. She was married to a professor, Manahan, uh, at the University of Virginia. And they had a farm in Scottsville, a few miles out from Charlottesville. And there is a long story that was never told. That poor woman, she was murdered by the Blue Ridge Mental Health. An attorney, and I won't mention his name, but how easy it is to kill someone and do them harm. Uh, he had her, and it wasn't even his place, her husband. There was nothing wrong. He had her killed. He let the mental health do it. And she was killed, and they tried to rewrite it. I was driving a car. I'd been in a campaign, and Larry Flynn of Hustler magazine had been shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, while I was doing a book about mind control and program shooters or killers. You can program them to do it. People do anything they don't know they're being programmed. It's done. Well, I'm not going to go into how it's done. People can look that up themselves. But anyway, I was driving a car on a Sunday. I remember that. And in my memory, it was on the 4th. I haven't gone back to see if May the 4th was on a Sunday. But it was 9 o'clock in the morning, and I had the radio on, and it was telling about her dying. And it did tell, but history's been changed since that, too. Uh, anyway, I got a hold of files, or they were deliberately given to me, that nobody will print. They were from Charlottesville court, and they were legal. Some of the royal family came over after she died, and I'm not going to put anything else up. I'm just about dead now. I've put it up before, but I hope the truth about Anastasia is told. The Romanovs, what happened to them. So it leaves, it's beyond me, because you would think that and I think they have in the past, Denmark, Sweden, the Netherlands, they went the way of the Illuminati. That's where your world court is, and so much corruptness that's the Illuminati. So I'm trying Norway, Denmark, and Sweden. I don't know now. I think some of them may have tried to help. I don't know for sure. But I'm going to end this with, it really gets me now that I found out in 1983 about my kidnapping, and yes, I do remember a whole lot about it. I might have been 2 years old, but yes, I do. Well, the Brits told me. It's a little rough going back and taking Elizabeth out. She's so beloved when she's nothing but a crooked, cold-blooded traitor and war criminal. Everybody was gun-ho to go and prosecute the Germans. This woman, and the whole, her lineage, I don't know, hopefully some of the Windsors helped me, and I do know a couple that probably did. But otherwise, it's status quo. They're the Illuminati, and it's in control. It's your United Nations that's in power, sitting right there next to, in New York, near Rockefeller Plaza, the Rockefellers that control it, the ones that kidnapped me and took out my dad. And Elizabeth has done nothing to correct it. She just pretends and tells them to say that we just don't talk about her. And the press is, I don't know, a blackout on it. They've always known about my kidnapping, about what was done to my father. My God, they installed, they didn't install her. Well, I guess you could call that Wallace marrying a double. And this is my point. Meghan Markle is supposed to marry Harry in Windsor Castle in May. Well, the double is buried there at Frogmore. He was buried in 72, and I don't know if Wallace is or not. I think she is. Good luck on that one. And, my father was an honest man. None of that was true about him. He didn't marry Wallace. He was already married and stayed married and was still alive after the double was buried. Maybe they should dig the double up if you could get somebody to tell the truth, because Anastasia was Anna, and they did a DNA on what was left of her entrails and guts. I'm going to say it like it is. She went through hell herself, and she was Anastasia. So DNAs, to heck with DNAs. So if you could get somebody to dig up this imposter and tell the truth and make Elizabeth, but then make her pay for it, and that brood that know the truth. Now then, Meghan Markle, Markle, when the press has told about her marrying Harry, they have brought up pictures of Wallace Simpson and the double, and they don't correct it. It's still a lie. I'm deleted. The truth's deleted. My mom and dad are deleted, and they're still calling that the double that married Wallace, bringing it up and saying he's the former, King Edward VIII, and that the king gave up his title and being king to marry her. She's a divorcee and she's a war criminal, and I mean it makes me sick to see what was done to my father and my mom, and to me and my children here in this country. Is sick. The pain and suffering and the lies of crimes that have been broken are unreal. And still today, for this preposterous lie to still stand and be brought out now, when they tell about Meghan Markle and Harry. And it seems okay. My father was a saint, really. And you put in this imposter and this double. And now then, and Elizabeth is a lie. She's illegal. She's a war criminal. Handcuff her and put her where she should, and the rest of them that know it. And they all do. I mean, her grandchildren that run around, yeah, you get the drift. There was something else I was going to say, and people will get mad at me. It is the most preposterous thing. But then if you want to get into it, Meghan Markle is divorced. She's 3 years older than Harry. She was an actress. And I want to say this about it. And you can do whatever you want to with it, because I do know whether this mess is going to be told and corrected, and the only way you can do that, I think, is if God himself comes in. So we'll see how it goes. Meghan's last name has Mark in it. That's my son, who's heir to the crown after me, and God only knows what was done to him and Scott. It's kind of weird. You got William and Harry illegal, and my sons are Mark and Scott. Okay, there's something else that plays in here. If you want to go back and look at some of my videos, it's her father was white, Meghan's was, and he was, I don't know, he worked in the movie industry, and especially Married with Children, which is Peggy Bundy. Okay, there's some others. The sister's name, Samantha, that plays so much a part in some things I was telling, if you go back and look, if you care to look at them. So you can write this off right now if you want to. It's only going to happen if the press is made to tell all this. And I'm going to be 79 years old next month. I don't know where my children are, if they're alive or dead. I don't think I could, well, I'm not going to say anything else. I hope they're okay. And I wonder why suddenly it's okay. People are okay with the idea of Meghan Markle marrying into the royal family. Well, that's a hell of a thing to say about the royal family. The one sitting up there that she just curtsied to is not the queen. She's a rotten killer. And I hope the only way it can be corrected is I've already said it. You can't undo it. The pain and suffering's been done. You can't cause her enough pain or that family enough pain to correct anything.